Hopefully this will work, guys. It's very exciting, isn't it? Got loads of questions. I'm no Graham Norton, so I've written them all down. Hi, Diana. Hey, Ollie.
Abby, what's happening?
Hey, it worked. I was so worried that I was going to press all the buttons and not get you on here. How are you doing?
It is working.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Don't be stupid. How are you?
All right, I'm good. Last time we saw you was nearly a year ago in store.
It was a year ago, actually.
It was.
I think it came up on my time hop recently.
Yeah. So much has happened.
Craziness.
It's been mental. What have you been doing today? You, Amelia and Missy been chilling out or a busy one?
I did some training this morning.
Right.
And that is basically it. Doing a few bits around the house. Nothing exciting. What about you?
Oh God, not a lot to
how's work
Getting
going?
ready for this. 15 dress changes. Thought we'd go a bit flash as we were interviewing you. So listen, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
Obviously, we're in lockdown 3, Ollie. It's a tough one, isn't it? How have you been? How have you found this lockdown compared to the others?
I'll be honest. I found this one a lot harder. I felt the first lockdown last year. Well, how many lockdowns has it been? I can't actually remember. But I would probably say last year's lockdown, I kind of dealt with it fine. I was sort of looking forward to having a bit of a break, to be honest, because I'd been so busy. Yeah. And I had my knee operation. I was still coming off the back of that. So I had, I enjoyed the first lockdown, but this one I've really struggled, to be honest. I'm not enjoying this one at all. This one, I'm at the end of it. I'm sick of it now. I understand why we're doing it, of course. I want obviously it all to go back to normal as quick as possible. So I'm sort of sucking it up to kind of let's finish this lockdown and then. But it's just every day seems like Groundhog Day at the minute.
I agree. I think the first one was a bit of a novelty, wasn't it? And we had the better weather, and everybody, like you sort of said, could kind of get on with things at home and maybe use it as an opportunity to take a bit of a break. But I think a lot of friends and family. I think everyone we're ready to get back to normal life.
How have you found it?
Well, it's hard with business. We've got lots of brides and grooms that have had to rearrange weddings again and again, and we can keep very busy like you can, of course, but it's not the same as normal life, is it? Want to get out and have some fun, see our friends and family, and get back to normal. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, definitely. But you're well known for being super positive, and we all know mental health is something that we should take really seriously. What are your tips, Ollie? I know you said that you found this one hard, but what are your tips for staying positive?
I would say the best thing to do is speak to friends, contact family members, get off your phone. How
much time do you spend on your phone? I love.
Although we're all on it now. Watching this, I think the best thing to do is to limit your time on your phone and social media. I think contacting friends, going out for walks, gym training. But I always think there's always light at the end of the tunnel in anything negative in my life. I always think there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm always thinking, not trying to think too far ahead, but just thinking, tomorrow will be a better day. And I know if I'm having a bad day, I always I look at my diet, I look at how I'm sleeping, I look at what I was doing that day. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm having a bad day, it's probably because I've been lazy or I've been on my phone a lot, looking at Instagram and Twitter, and I've just been in my own little world and I'm not enjoying the things around me. So I would that's what I try and do, really. And you mentioned walks, Ollie. What's Misty been like with the snow? Your gorgeous fur baby doggy. Has she been out and about with you, or? She's been great. We've taken her out for walks. She was a bit unsure at first, but then once she got her legs going and she kind of figured what it was. But then we found, I don't know if this is with most dog owners, but she's in the snow and she's weeing and pooing everywhere because she can't determine. She's not sure which is the path and which is the the grass. So she's kind of like just
what's
do it
going
anyway. On? And then we caught her the other day eating yellow snow, which we obviously gathered that she'd done a wee and then she decided to eat it, which wasn't nice.
Oh no, as long as but
she's a puppy, she's learning, you know.
She's very cute. I'm reliably informed she's got a hell of a personality on her.
Yeah, she's called Missy for a reason. She's a right little miss, I did say if my kids, when I have kids, I think if they're anything like Missy, they'll be sent off to boarding school. I think she is literally a pain, but no, we love her to bits. She's brilliant. She's yeah, she's lovely.
She's very cute.
Have you got any animals? You got any pets?
Yeah, Bertie. He's a cocker spaniel, full of life. We had a Labrador.
What are they like? Are they quite they're quite high maintenance, aren't they?
Yeah, well, he's all right. We did a bit of training with him. We had a Labrador beforehand, and the Lab was pretty chilled, and you could train it really easily. But Bertie's got a mind of his own. But he's loved the snow. He doesn't like the water, but loved the snow. He's just been going mental. Absolutely loves it. So yeah, it's been cool. And actually, talking about mental health and, you know, staying busy during lockdown, I think that animals have got a lot to answer for, I think. I know a lot of friends and family have gone off and got puppies and things at extortionate prices, but I think it has been, and I don't know if you and Amelia have found the same, it's another distraction, it's another hobby essentially, and something else to focus on. So I think animals have got a lot to sort of answer for in terms of positivity at this time.
Yeah, well, we always wanted to get a dog anyway, whether it was in lockdown or not. We was always going to get a dog because we both loved animals, and I've been wanting to get a dog for years.
What is she? What sort of dog is she?
She's a Japanese Shiba Inu.
Ah.
So I was looking at getting a dog for ages. I just never got around to it, and obviously I didn't feel like doing it on my own. Well, I'm really glad I didn't do it on my own now, because it is hard work.
When you first have them, it's like having a kid, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I said to Amelia, I was gone for like 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't know what was going on. I think it just changed it flipped my world upside down, because I never had anyone really. I mean, although I love Amelia and I don't have to look after her. Do you know what I mean? She's she's got her own thing going on. As much as I'm always thinking about her, I know she's okay with us. When you have I'm sure it's like it when you have a baby, but a dog's different. But I feel like when I had the dog, it was the first time I had something that I needed to make sure I was caring for, looking after.
On you.
I was responsible. Yeah, something that I was really responsible for their, you know, making sure they go to the toilet, make sure they're eating. And so, like, with me and Amelia, we were doing like little shifts and like working with the dog, and she'd be working most days and I'd be doing bits, and, you know, it's just like getting into a routine. And so getting into that routine was so difficult at first, but now she's amazing. Like, we love her to bits. She's brilliant. She's funny. She's really
been on some of your TikToks, which have been awesome. Have you seen that DJ one? Have you done the DJ one yet with the DJ dogs?
I did one the other week, but actually everyone kept saying it was my dog, and I had loads of people message me saying, you and your dog needs grooming because her nails are too long. Oh, wow. And I actually said, no, that's not Missy. Don't trust me. Missy's looked after. She, we make sure she's groomed all the time. But with this guy from France did this video, and I found it really funny. And the claws were massive. And yeah, I had to like tell him to. I was like, no, our dog's fine. So
cool. Yeah. There's some brilliant TikToks involving animals. Your TikTok with Amelia and with the dog, you lift the dog up at the end, was quite cool. That looked like an epic TikTok to master. I mean, you know what? It wasn't.
People ask me how long the TikToks take, and they really long, and I'm like, honest to God, it takes longer to edit them than it does actually doing the video. Like me and Amelia had loads of fun coming up with loads of different stupid things to do. But it didn't take that long. It took longer for the edit. It took me about 4 hours, 5 hours to edit it all. But we did it.
Was that the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a lot in it. Me, Rob and Bella have started doing some TikToks at home. Oh my God. And actually, when you start getting into it, it gets quite addictive. And in terms of lockdown, although you said obviously staying off your phone is important, it is actually quite a nice thing to have to do, because you're kind of mucking about having.
Yeah, when I first I joined TikTok literally on lockdown last year. Me and Amelia were playing pranks on each other, and to be honest with you, I did it out of boredom, but I also did it because I wanted to entertain people. And if for one moment a day they did turn on their phones, they're not reading about COVID and the cases, you're not reading about deaths, we're not reading about this sort of disease that was gonna, you know. And I just felt like that's all I kept seeing. So I thought if I was to if me and Amelia were to just make people for 5 minutes or 10 minutes laugh and take their minds off of all this crap that's going on. So that was kind of all it was, really. And then we as the year went on, we obviously not got bored of it, but I felt obviously people didn't need it anymore. So I didn't stop, but we kind of got to a point that we felt that the pranks were getting a bit too serious and maybe someone's going to get hurt. and that's not what we wanted.
Brilliant. Well, I love watching them. It's fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about your best man duties, Ollie. So obviously that's how we got to know you. One of your best mates is getting married later this year. He's an absolute legend. Love that guy. You came just to store and helped choose some suits we're making for you, which is so exciting. But it's not the first time you've been a best man, is it?
No, I've been best man twice actually before Jake. I was best man to one of my friends. Well, I don't think he's a friend anymore, but Tom Bradley, 2011, and then Rick most recently. And it was amazing. I enjoyed being best man. It's a great responsibility, and it's nice.
Nervous? Is that a stupid question?
More.
Because it's a different type of thing, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, the speech was more nerve-wracking, but listen, I'm not a comedian. I'm not someone that does jokes. I'm not someone that I'm not that type of person. And I mean, I've got a good sense of humor, but I'm not. I wouldn't say that I was someone that's gonna, tell loads of jokes and have everyone belly laughing. So I kind of, when I did Rick's stag, I was his best man with Jake, obviously 2 or 3 years ago now. I was just basically trying to. I wanted people to understand and appreciate why me and Jake were best men to Rick. Just talk about the memories that we had and the fun times and how much I loved Rick and how much I love him as a person. I just wanted people to see that side of it, really. And that's what people said afterwards. They were crying and they said they found it really lovely and touching and warming. And with Jake's, it'll be slightly different, I think, because Jake's got more stories. Rick was hard because Rick wasn't always the loudest one in the room. He doesn't do the craziest stuff, and he's not the madman of the group. Whereas Jake's the madman of the group. So
you've got to have some dirt and banter on old Jakey.
Well, the problem with Jake is everyone knows every banter and everyone kind of knows Jake and what he's like. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't even started the speech, but with someone like Jake, I know him so well that it won't be hard for me to write something because, it will just come naturally to me on the day, really. But I'll get more nervous. I'll get more nervous doing that than I would performing at the O2. Yeah. That's 100%. I'll get more nervous because it's personal, and I feel like I want to do the best thing for Jake and Claire. I want them to have a great day, and I want them to have a great. I want everything to run smoothly. So we'll see.
They're a beautiful couple. They're going to have a wicked wedding. I'm sure you do an amazing job. And I mean, going back to what you were just saying about the speeches, I think that is something that best man can really get kind of nervous about, the responsibility of doing a speech. What would you say? You sort of started to touch on it about it being sort of relational and personal.
I think it's got to be from the heart. I think when you when you overthink something and you're trying to overthink a joke, if you're if you're someone that isn't naturally full of jokes all the time, is constantly, if you're not that type of person, then why would you put that in the speech? I think for me is I felt that, if I overthink this and I try and tell a joke and it goes wrong, it's just going to be awkward. So you know what? I'm just going to be honest, be who I am. Jake picked me for a reason. He doesn't expect me to have everyone laughing and going, oh, this is amazing. Like, there is a lot of pressure that comes with being a best man. But I know that Jake picked me because he knows how much I care for him and how much I love him to bits. So and also he's not stupid. He knows that I wouldn't stitch him up like most people would if there was enough. Because honest to God, I didn't expect Jake to pick me. I thought maybe he might go with his dad. I've seen that before. And there's obviously other people in Jake's life from cricket and different aspects of his life. I wasn't 100% sure he'd pick me. But again, most people who know Jake know that me and Jake have known each other now
a long time. You're like family.
Going back a long time,
Let's talk stag do destinations, Ollie. You've done loads of travelling. My husband's stag do was Barcelona. My hen do, which I can't remember a huge amount about, we won't go into that, was Amsterdam.
I can't even get...
You all right there?
Yeah, I'm just moving. Sorry, go on.
That's all right. You've done loads of travelling. What do you reckon for... I know what your stag do destination was before, and I know where you're going this year, what would be your top picks for fantastic stag do destinations for anyone out there trying to plan? I know it's a bit difficult at the minute, but
you know what? It's not where you go.
Good point.
It is who you're with that counts. And I think if you've got good friends and good people, I think that they, especially in the times that we're in now, very difficult times. I think if we're allowed to, and not allowed, obviously big stag parties ain't going to be allowed, but if you can do something in this country, there's so many fantastic places to go. To be honest with you, race days are always really good, but again, lots of people. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for us all, but if I was to pick somewhere tomorrow, I mean, you can't go wrong with one of the European countries. If you go to Ibiza or you go Spain or you go to Greece, I mean, obviously Vegas is amazing and it's always great to go there for a stag or a party. I mean, I'd even go as far as Bali's incredible for a stag. Some of the parties.
That's an interesting one.
I went this time last year. I was in Bali, and some of the pool parties over there were amazing. But obviously, it all depends on people's budgets. It depends on what they want to do. But I said to Jake, whatever happens this year, whether we can or we can't go away, I'll make sure with the right people, if we're allowed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we go. I know that with me and Jake were in a room with 2 or 3 people, wherever we was, we'd have a great time. We'd have a great time regardless. And I think that's for anyone listening. You should, if there's friends and people that you're inviting to your stag that are not appreciative or unappreciative of the fact that why are we not going here, why are we not going there, it's like, well, then they're not there for the right reasons. It's ultimately wherever Jake wants to go, I'll take him, and also we work together as a team to make it the best stag possible. And trust me, we'll make it the best, funniest, craziest stag he's gonna have.
Oh, wicked! I love it. Before we move off the subject of best man duties, obviously you'll be unfair to give away too much detail on the suit that you're going to be wearing that we're making for you. But you were really excited about the look for this wedding, weren't you? And I know you've shown me pictures of other stuff, and obviously being the celeb you are, fashion, how you look's important. You're excited for what you're wearing, and it is different to your last best man suit.
Who told you I was excited about it?
You look pretty excited to me. You were like, oh yes, all right, this is. Any comments on what you're wearing this time, or what you wore last time as best man? Suits. Is that your?
Well, I even though Jake kills me for my fashion sometimes, I think I've got good taste. I'm not sure Jake's 100% confirmed what one he wants. I think there was 2 or 3 that he liked. But to be honest with you, Jake looked great in all of them, and all of them I felt when I tried it on looked good on me. So I said to Jake, look, it's really up to you what you feel in your heart. I'll wear whatever for Jake. I'm not bothered.
You were really nice about it though, Ollie, because if I'm honest, it's the first time I got to meet you, and I thought, being who you are you going to come in and be like, right, we're wearing this, we're wearing that? But you were really cool about it. You really wanted the best thing for Jake, and you really wanted to take on board what he wanted, and
well, I think it's important. I think it's what Jake feels comfortable on the day. Don't get me wrong, if I didn't like it, I'd tell him. I'd say, look, Jake, we look like a bunch of Muppets here, we've got to change it. We look like we look like waiters. Jake will tell you if you ever see him, like when Rick got married, we went to a place here. He didn't come to your place, he went somewhere else. And we went to a place I think it was in Ingatestone.
Okay.
And which I thought was really weird, but he brought his missus along. And I thought, that's a bit strange, because this is normally a lad's day out. And
was this to pick the suits?
Yes.
A lot of grooms do that, Ollie.
Yeah, that ain't happening with me.
A lot of grooms do it. Oh, poor
I think Jake might mention bringing Claire, and I told him not to, but he's not. He didn't actually. Jake was very much like, I want to do it myself.
Yeah.
But I went with Rick, and basically Jake will tell you I pretty much took over the room. Was like, hang on a minute, like we ain't wearing this.
The picture that I saw that you showed me of the suits from that wedding, was it that one or a different wedding? I can't remember.
I don't know. Rick in the end, we picked some mate. It was a really lovely, like his suits were incredible. It looked the nuts, to be honest. We looked great, and Nicole loved them in the end, so that was good. And she obviously helped. It was basically me and her that decided what we was going to wear. It
Cool.
was really weird, but everyone, it all worked in the end. And ultimately, I know Jake will make the right decision. Jake, you know, to be fair to him, he's got quite a good style. So
yeah,
I'm sure he'll pick something smart.
I reckon you'll all look good, and you're in great hands with us, Ollie. So looking forward to seeing what we nail in the end. Rob will sort it. I'm not great with the suits, as you know. But ask me anything about bridal. But yeah, Rob will sort you out with whatever it is you need. And like you said, I think you're in between a couple of options. So we'll make you some great suits.
Thank you.
Right, a little bit of a chat about the voice. I don't want to keep you too long. I'll be here until about 8 o'clock, given the chance.
I've been told. Claire did warn me you talk for England.
I do talk for England. I'm not. It's why I wrote down questions. Because if I don't write down questions and follow some sort of thing, we will be here forever. The voice. Let's talk the voice, Ollie. Loving this series.
Thank you.
There's been some changes though for you as coaches, hasn't there? What with obviously, you know, the implication of COVID and you having the screens instead of everyone in the audience live. How's that been for you? We actually, as the viewer, I think you still feel the energy and the excitement as the viewer at home. But what's that like for you, you know, working on the show and as coaches now that you haven't got the live audience?
You know what? It was actually fine.
Cool.
I thought it was going to be weird. I thought it wasn't going to work. I thought, oh, this is going to be so awkward not having any fans there. But you know what? I found I was able to communicate and chat more with the other coaches and have a bit more, I don't know, not build friendships, but actually when you're sort of there and there's lots of people shouting, like, you'll be like, Tom, hey, do you have a good night? Like, what have you been up to this week? And he's chatting to me, and then all of a sudden there's Shirley in the front row going, Ollie! I'm just like, wait a minute, Shirley, wait a minute. And then you end up chatting to Shirley because she's lovely. You're like, all right, Shirley,
cool.
you okay? And then before you know it, you look round, Tom's talking to someone else. And I felt like, by the way, I of course I want the audience in. They massively make the show.
Yeah,
but I just felt it was better than I expected. Just because, on the sheer basis that we had all these people in their living rooms, and like all them bits you see are all live, so we can like zoom in on Graham from Stoke. He's in his lounge with his pet, with his kids eating a Chinese. We can go and like speak to them if we want. And I just felt like there was something really unique about the idea of having all these hundreds of people that we could see in their living rooms at home watching us. So it was kind of like, it was really lovely to see that. But also I felt being able to talk to other coaches this year, and I think you've probably seen that more on the show. We have a bit more banter together and a bit more of a connection. And sometimes I can get, you know, when there's a crowd there, I can play up a bit more. And I think you're seeing a different side to us coaches without an audience there. So it works. And
good.
I think the reaction's been fantastic, and, you know, everyone seems to be loving the show. I get lots of comments and stuff.
Awesome.
So.
I mean, and particularly at a time where, what have we got to look forward to? It's all about the voice on a Saturday night for us in our house. Talk to us about the block button.
Good that you said that, Abby. Otherwise, there'd have been ruptions. I'd have left the chat.
The block button.
The block button's great. I mean, as
but
everyone.
Only you that's actually been blocked so far.
No, I blocked Tom because I've got one. I've got one block. But all the other coaches blocked me. So, you know, it is what it is. I accept it.
Those coaches running scared.
Yeah, but I'm an easy target. I'm an easy target for them all. I knew it anyway. Kind of when we was in the chairs talking about it, and I could just sense that I knew Will was always going to block me because that's the kind of person he is, and I knew that Anne-Marie. I felt Anne-Marie would go with me as well because of the Essex banter. And she was newbie, and I kept bantering her, saying, "Well, I'm the champ." Blah 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 blah. And then I knew with Tom, because me and Tom have a great friendship as well.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that Tom might go with me, but Tom was always open to get some other people. But then I got Tom first. So then when I got Tom first, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna get me." So that was kind of it, really. I guarantee if there's block buttons next year, they'll all get me again.
They'll be all over you.
It's kind of a pointless exercise. They may as well get just an Ollie button on their things. Yeah,
love it.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's giving it a good spin. I quite like it. I think it just
I loved it. I honestly love it. And you know what? If the coaches pick me, they pick me. I think it's you know, listen, I find it brilliantly. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I love doing the show. I love entertaining people on Saturday nights. I like finding new talent. I love doing it. It's such an easy show to do. I love doing it. So, yeah.
So you're willing to comment on any, it's hard, I'm sure, on your position, but willing to comment on any faves. I'm loving, I think there's Grace and Chantel on your team. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. You've got some great people on your team. What about any comments on any of your faves, or any faves or ones to watch from the other teams that you want to mention? Maybe?
Well, I mean, I've got to be careful what I say, really, because we're already at the semi-finals.
Oh my God, that must be weird. Yeah.
So
you can't really, yeah.
Although it's funny because some of my mates have messaged me and gone, "Oh my God, I really like that person. I really like that person." And I just messaged back going, "Well, they didn't make the next rounds."
Oh right.
And not my contestants. I don't tell any of my friends mine, but from other people's teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a couple this year that I'm really gutted they didn't pick me, and then they went with someone else, and then my mates were like, "Oh my God, that contestant was amazing." And I went, "Well, yeah, they should have picked me, because at the end of the day, I know they didn't make the next round because the other coaches didn't pick them." So
I noticed on one of your posts recently, you were commenting on some of your ex-contestants from the show and sort of their success and their journeys. That must be a really rewarding aspect of being involved with a program like that. To be a significant part of their success and their journey.
Well, also, I don't think it's fair. I mean, as a coach, just to speak to them when they're on the show and then discard them afterwards. I think my job is, I feel like I build friendships with these people, and if they want my support to share music, I'm here for them. If they feel like they need me to, help them, just in anything, if there are any questions or any help, I mean, I'm just trying to be there for them. They know that I'm not going to be there beck and call for 24/7, but there's Molly and Blessing from last year, and all the contestants that I've won with, or they've been in my team. I'm always here for them, and I think that's just the type of person I am. I don't think any of the other coaches do that, and it's not a competition. It's just type of person I am. I'm very caring. I want to make sure that I feel like I've done what I needed to do and help them.
Yeah, it's a genuine thing rather than just
also I mean, I don't do it. I mean, I do it all the time. I don't do it for publicity. I don't do it because I want to show people that I'm an amazing coach. I just do it because I feel like these people are messaging me saying, "Oh, I've got a new single out. Let me know what you think." And I sort of know that they want me to kind of help them share it. So
cool.
I share.
Let's talk a little bit before I let you go about way back in 2009. Obviously, you appeared in X Factor, wicked audition. I mean, Superstition is one of my highlight moments ever on TV. That was just absolutely awesome. And since then, obviously, you've got and had an incredible career, 6 incredible albums, so many amazing projects, and loads of TV success.
Keep going.
That was pretty good. I got all that out there. No, you are epic. We all know that, Ollie. You are absolutely epic. What have been some of your career highlights, Ollie? I mean, you've done so much. You do a lot with charity and TV and your own music and tours. What are your career highlights? I know it's a long time to reflect on, but what would you say your career highlights so far, if you could? Is that a difficult question?
It's really hard, but everything you've just listed really is a highlight. X Factor was probably one of the biggest highlights of my life and my career. Like, it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't be sat here in my life. I would probably say my biggest highlights, probably my first #1 record. I don't think anything can top that.
It must have been an incredible feeling.
Yeah, I think from a career perspective, there's been so many different stages. When I first got my first #1 was amazing. When I did my first sellout tour, which was a theatre tour at the time, that was amazing. But then I did my first sellout arena tour, which was amazing. To go out and sell out O2, to go to the O2 and sell it out with 3 or 4 nights was pretty awesome. On my first ever tour. And then then you're going on, then you look at #1 albums, and then I went and toured with Robbie Williams and did Wembley Stadium, and then there was the Soccer Aid moment. I went and did Soccer Aid and was captained England. at soccer aid when my nephew was walked out with me, you know, and there's things like that. There's little things as well, writing with Paul Weller, you know, just all these amazing moments that I can't really
nail one.
I could sit here for hours telling you these things that I've done. And also, you know, sat with Sir Tom every week on The Voice.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. You know, I hosted the X Factor with Caroline. It was a massive moment in my life. It's been great moments. So I'm very grateful.
Anything that you've been asked to do that you've declined, that you're now like, damn it, that would have been a good gig to get, or oh god, they asked them and actually that went really well. Anything or no regrets?
No. I've never been offered anything that. Most things, I mean, I get offered loads of stuff all the time, and a lot of it I do turn down. But no, there's no regrets in terms of anything I do because I believe it's the right thing to do. I mean, only I'd probably say after my first year on The Voice, I got offered a job on the X Factor as a judge on there, and
that was quite quick. Yeah, okay.
I would have. I don't regret not doing it, but I would have been really interesting to have done that. Who knows in the future that might come back. But I think it'd be quite cool to go full circle and not only did I was a contestant on the show, not only did I present the second show, then I presented the first show.
Yeah.
And then I came back to be a judge on it. Would be pretty awesome.
Quite cool.
But whether that comes or not, but I was very close to doing that, but I decided not to. And I've been now at The Voice for 4 seasons, and I'm very happy where I am, and I love it. But you know, that was probably one time that I wouldn't say regret, but I was like very 50-50 on what I wanted to do. But I think I definitely made the right decision, because I would have been out of work for the last 2-3 years because X Factor's not on TV.
That's true. Yeah, we'll watch this space. Like you say, who knows? Your last album, You Know I Know, awesome album. Personally, Moves is my favourite track. I love that track. And I'd say my top 3 tracks, Troublemaker, Moves and Dear Darling, I love them. What are your 3? Is this, again, writing this question, like, oh, what will he say? Is this a stupid question? What are your 3 top, Ollie, your favourite of your own tracks, top 3?
Well, I have to say the 3 are Troublemaker.
Yeah, I love that track.
So hard. I'd have to go with the 3 that I have connection. 3 best stories for me.
Yeah.
Troublemaker, because it was a song that was my biggest record around the world, not just here, but you know, it got me a number 1. It got me 2 weeks at number 1 here. Obviously, it was huge around Europe and the world. Took me to different countries, took me to different places, and also because I just remember writing the song and just crazy. Dance With Me Tonight, because it was again one of the most easiest songs I've ever written. Took us like an hour and a half to write it, and
wow.
Being able to perform that over the last 10 years and for it to continue going, like it's sort of a statement song for me. Everyone knows me from that song, and also seeing, you know, the Body Coach Joe Wicks used it. He asked me if I had any songs he could have for his thing. I said, yeah, here's Dance With Me Tonight, and because he was having problems with his licensing issues with songs. So he contacted me and I gave him Dance With Me Tonight. And also I did that on the lockdown. I did a big thing on Saturday Night Takeaway with Ant and Dec with it. Just like little moments like that with that song. And I remember singing it with, it's just my biggest song really. And Dear Darling, just because.
Love that track.
Just because that song is just a sentiment song. There's lots of stories behind it and lots of people that are connected with that, people that have passed away, people that are still here. Just every time I sing that song, it just means something special. So yeah, they're the 3. But there's so many, Abby.
I know. Is it different in terms of performing them? So like you've identified 3 amazing tracks there that you really love, and obviously you talked a bit about connection there. Is it different then? Does that translate to a performance viewpoint, or if you absolutely love that song, the performance is always going to feel really good anyway?
There's songs that I think are amazing, but I'm answering this question in like these are 3 best songs that not only do I love performing, but I also the success of the record as well. There's songs that I've written that I love more than them 3 songs, but they're the songs that even if I performed live, they'd probably just go over people's heads. But, you know, Troublemaker, Dance With Me Tonight and Dear Darling are just 3 songs that means so much to me, but also
Oh,
did so much did so
yeah,
much for
for
me
you,
in
yeah.
my life.
Cool. Love that.
Yeah.
You've worked with loads of brilliant artists, Ollie. Apart from your own stuff, what do you listen to? You and Amelia listening to your own stuff at home a lot? Or do you listen to loads of stuff?
No, I listen to loads of music. It's kind of weird, really, because I think now the way that the music industry is and the way that the world is, we have Spotify playlists on all the time, whether I'm in the car or in the gym.
Yeah.
Or I just outside, I put the music on and I just put a playlist on now. I don't necessarily pick artists to listen to, but I'd probably say the most recent album that I've listened to is Harry Styles' one.
Okay.
Just because I know Harry from years ago, working with him and being on tour with him, and obviously I knew him for a good 2 or 3 years in a period where we were both doing our careers at the same time in One Direction and me doing my thing. And so I love his music. I love him. So he was one album that I listened to loads. He's a great guy, and I just love what he does. And
does Amelia share your love of the Harry Styles album? She got different music taste.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and Amelia are both quite diverse with music. We both do like the same songs. She listens to anything and anything, Ariana Grande to Paramore to obviously me. She listens to all kinds of things. I'm the same. I'm an open book when it comes to music. I think I like to be like that because it inspires me when I'm in the studio writing songs.
Yeah, of course.
And if I'm doing anything in the future,
Everyone is so excited for the tour. How are you feeling about the tour this year?
I don't know at the minute. I'm excited, obviously, but I have to bottle that excitement because I don't know if we're going to be able to do it or not. I'm still like everyone else, waiting around to see how the news goes in the next couple of months. But obviously, for any of my fans, we're waiting. We're going to do my best I possibly can to.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Keep the tour on for I'll leave it as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to cancel anything before I really know 100% it's not going to happen. So we'll see.
We'll see. Fingers crossed. And actually, I think with COVID and everything moves so quickly. Things change really quickly, don't they? So here we are, and in a few weeks and months, things are going to be in a completely different space. So fingers crossed. We really hope. We can't wait to see it on tour.
Thank you.
So we're really, really hoping for it. So any new music coming up we need to know about, Ollie? Are we focusing on the tour at the minute and then new music, or?
Well, no, the tour was always for me to release new music. So just have to wait and see. I've definitely got some new tunes, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, listen, this afternoon's Live at 5 was all about a bit of a pick-me-up, and oh my God, this has been the pick-me-up we needed. I cannot thank enough on behalf of everyone, all your fans, all your viewers, brides and grooms, friends, family, and us. Thank you so much. It's been a total honour, and we look forward to seeing you later this year in store. Give our love to Amelia and Missy, and thank you very much for joining us.
Well, I think I'll be coming in when we're allowed to. I think me and Jake need to come in and do our last fitting, I think. Yeah,
I think we're planning for, Rob was saying earlier on, May, possibly. We're hoping.
Well, not May the 14th, please. That's my birthday.
That's your birthday. No, we'll avoid that date. Won't drag you in on that date. We'll aim for end of May, and I can't wait to see you. Give our love to Amelia and Missy.
I will.
And take care. Enjoy the rest of lockdown.
Send my love to everyone. Thanks to everyone for watching. Catch you later.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Ollie. See ya. Bye. Wow, there we are. The gorgeous Ollie. That was amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to shoot off. Lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.